Hello everyone. I've just finished a covenant seed and we had a lovely time. I really enjoyed the covenant seed. This is my second month. Since being in the diaspora, I have supported a lot of people back home. Some are friends, some are family members, and each time you go on agreement with a person, and when they are coming for the money, they sing a different tune, and when they get the money, their tune changes. Even when you advise before giving the money, they would nod their head and say they would do as if advised. But the moment they get the money, it's a different story. So now I have decided that I will use my money to support the work of God. I will go on covenant seed, and actually I enjoy it. Personally, I grew up with my grandma, who was a Methodist. So I am still a Methodist, and I am a local preacher in the Methodist of Britain. Christianity, I love everything about Christianity. I love everything about Christianity because Christianity grounds me. Christianity stops me from being arrogant. Christianity helps me to acknowledge my neighbor or another person and give the respect as needed. I thank God for my life. And today we had teachings, and the teachings that we had even made me more happier. I love being a Christian. To me, nobody has been to heaven and back, and it is not in our place to judge people. We are all human beings, and if our dirty linen is to come out in public, everyone will know that not everyone is perfect. No one is perfect except the angels. Yeah. Many people are bashing Papa Owusu Bempah, and I just don't know why. But then in life, not everyone will love you, and not everyone will hate you. So I once heard a saying from this Facebook guy. He said millions hate, billions love. And I thought that was a good statement. In life, you'll find people who don't like you at all. Not because you've done anything wrong to them, but basically they just don't like you. And you get people who feel that they are jealous of you. I quite remember just before this case with the creams and the food and everything happened, I had a Van Damme friend who used to call me Big Sis. And we used to have a chat about everything. And this girl, from what she told me, she was a member of Papa Bempah's church. And she said that Papa Bempah she was trying to let it come across that Papa Bempah is not a good person. And I said, why do you say that? He said, oh, when he was married to the first wife, he wasn't good to the first wife. And I said, marriage is for two people. No third person will understand the marriage. And even the visions that this man sees and tell people about the prophecies and things, if it was me, I will go mad, because the things he sees and the things he talks about are very scary. And such a person would need some peace and some time to themselves. And if the wife is not insisting to give that man that time, then of course the marriage won't work. The man needs somebody who will understand, or maybe he wasn't born to even get married. In life, no one knows what God has planned for us. Sometimes we need to let ourselves go and let God do the work that he intended in our lives. This lady went on to tell me that the man Bempah, so of course, he's a good-looking man. Even me, from when I knew this man, that was when he used to go to radio stations and fight other people. And that time, he wasn't this good-looking. So I keep saying he's aged well. Since he's growing, he's getting more more handsome. That's what I would say. And in England, we got a saying that you've aged well. I quite remember I showed my late partner some pictures and videos of me when I was in Ghana, or maybe just before I hit my 40s or 45s. And that time I thought I was the boss. I was Ogolo. I was like the top of the town. But then there's a call, that's all right. But then he looked at me and he said, no, you have aged well. I'll just end this call. He said, you have ended well. Oh, sorry. Just let me end this call because he says, you have aged well. So aging well means that as I'm growing, I'm looking better. And I think Papa Bempah has aged well. So Opemba, Oyabema, every man likes woman. Every man likes woman. I just have to end this call. Every man likes woman, and that is understandable. That is understandable. But the teachings and hearing this man talk, he is so sweet. He is so sweet. I have been a Christian all my life. And if you do something and I don't like, and I'm still praying about it, that God gives me a forgiving spirit. Though I forgive, but then I cut you off out of my life. You do something I don't like, I'll forgive you, then I'll cut you off. I will forgive you, then I'll cut you off. So I cut a lot of people out of my life. And personally, I like it that way. On Facebook, there's a lot going on. And I think it's the people who have the least things in life, who are so arrogant and pompous on this Facebook. And meanwhile, they've got nothing. If you hate the man, you continue to hate the man and you rub your own wound for it to get worse. This woman who calls herself a Christian and was a member of the man's church was saying that, oh, there was a journalist who published something awful about this man. But that lady begged the journalist not to release it. And I said, if it was me, I wouldn't beg the journalist to release. I would let the journalist release it. Because people are in the habit of begging people to do things for others, and they will use that same thing to blackmail them. So now this woman has gone to be on the other side, supporting whatever is going on and spewing awful things about this man of God. And this goes to tell me that not everybody is a Christian as they claim to be. My advice is that we should be careful. It is not in our place to judge. Nobody has been to heaven and back. And nobody knows that if a man of God is not married and has the urgency of being with a woman and they sleep together and it wasn't a rape, there is nothing wrong. It will surprise all of you that on the day of judgment, that we stand in the line, in the queue, and God asks us what we've done with our lives. You realize that the man you were persecuting is actually the first man to be in heaven. Be careful, people, and think of yourselves. Think of your children and think of you first. You hate somebody that much that you will end up rubbing your own wound, and the wound will turn into an ulcer. A word to the wise is enough.